Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fake Stock Trader here from YouTube, and in today's video we're going to talk about if CKB mining is worth it or not. I see this question asked on some of my mining videos or live streams where we talk crypto mining frequently. So I thought I'd go ahead and just kind of squash the beef, at least for right now. Currently, Goldshell has the market covered for crypto miners. They are the dominant cryptocurrency mining ASICs that are mining CKB. But there are a few other manufacturers of crypto miners that I don't see a whole lot of people talking about. One of them being IB Link, Toadec Todd Miner, and of course Bitmain makes the K5 Antminer. These miners all mine the Eagle Song algo. So with that said, if you can find one of those or pick one up super cheap, you might be able to do some damage in mining CKB. But now Goldshell has released the CK6, which is mining roughly $23.70 a day at 19 terahash with a current CKB price of roughly 0.023. So with that said, that number is only going to go up as CKB price goes up. So the question is, as of right now, if you cannot get your hands on a Ckbox from Goldshell, and those have been going up in price, but if you cannot get one for a reasonable price, the cheapest ones I'm able to find on eBay are like $1,200 to $1,400. Sometimes you can see them for about $11.50 if you catch them right. But if you want to buy these things brand new, of course, Goldshell's website gets really flooded when they open up their product line. So it makes it very frustrating to even get a miner in the first place. If you're thinking about getting into CKB mining, you have to remember that there are other costs besides the good old miner. We are talking power supply units. I've got 4 of them here. I'm actually only using 3 of them. I've got a 750 here, a 1000 here, and another 750 up here, powering, what do I got, 7 units? So you have to keep in mind that if you're gonna pick up a couple CK boxes or any other of these boxes, you're gonna need adequate power supply. In addition, you're gonna need Ethernet cables, which everybody seems to have kind of laying around. But you're gonna need a Netgear port switch. You're gonna need a long ass Ethernet cord that can run to a Wi-Fi power line, possibly, if you need that. So there are other costs to consider on top of the electricity costs. Based on where you're at, it may not be feasible for you to mine. For example, I'm in an area where the kilowatt hour is 12 cents. I do pay an extra fee every month to use more renewable energy than, as much renewable energy as I can based off some renewable energy sources in the area that my electricity provider has. So I have that going for me. I opt to pay that just because I want to be a part of this green crypto mining movement as much as I can be. But with that said, you have to kind of take all that stuff into consideration. The biggest thing that I would take into consideration is, what is your long-term goals for this project? Are you planning on being here in the next 2 to 5 years? Are you prepared for your crypto miner to break down and be okay with it? Are you prepared for your crypto miner to become unprofitable? And are you okay with that? So there are some of those questions that you need to take into consideration. Right now, it would make the most sense to try to buy at least a couple units out of the gates, because if you pick up a cheap 750 watt power supply unit, you can safely power 2 units with that. And I just want to go ahead and say that, after you get done paying for the miners, after you get done paying for the power supplies, Ethernet cables, the port switches, Wi-Fi power line, if you need it, you have to figure out, what your rate of return is. So right now, each Ckbox was making me about a collective total of 6 of these Ckboxes were making me a collective total of 850 CKB a day. This was huge. Then Gold Shell starts cranking out all these other miners. They're becoming popular, which is good because people all over the place are securing the network, and this is exactly what we want to see. At the end of the day, it's about long-term growth, security. I'm good with that. But I saw my profits go from 850 CKB down to about 625 CKB per day. So that is about a reduction of over 25% in the matter of months. And now we have these CK6s coming online, and you have to really imagine how much more productive these CK6s are going to be. And that's really going to challenge the competition between CKB and CK6s, CK5s that are still being used, and these Ckbox miners. So we're going to see network difficulty increase exponentially over the next 6 months or so. So is it a good time for you to get in to mining CKB? Well, that's the question that you have to ask yourself. And those are some of the things that you have to ask yourself. What's going to be my rate of return on investment? So far, I've mined about 70,000 CKB. If this thing hits 10 cents, I can sell that and get my complete investment back, or I will just keep mining this and mining it and mining it until these things become unprofitable. And then I will probably still keep them running because why not? I like to mine coins, and the chance of the coin shooting back up in price, that will get me covered. But you might just be better off making an investment through a dollar cost average strategy if you are doubting purchasing the miner. So I hope, guys, that this really kind of cleared some things up for you. I know that it's a big risk, and one of the biggest risks, that might not see reward for that matter. So I like CKB, I like Nervo's network, I like what it's doing. To me, this was just an investment in the project to help it stay secure. I'm making some money along the way. I ended up selling a few 100,000 CKB at the time to kind of finance my mining project. So it really wasn't that big of a loss to me. So that's my situation, and it could be different from yours. So I hope this kind of answered some question, and we'll see you guys all on the next video.